Hello and welcome back to the Players Club podcast. This season 2, episode 16. I'm your host, Bryan riding solo today. No Jacob with me, but I got his replacement. Shout out our boy Cole coming through, repping his TB Bucks. You see it, yeah, he's showing love. Yeah, last week Jacob said that he had some frat stuff to do this weekend, this entire week, so he wasn't going to be in here today. So instead of me going crazy talking to myself for an hour,
you made the call to the pen, bro. He said, "Give me the righty,
bullpen.
Give me the righty. Get my music ready. Get the glass break, bro. I'm ready to get after it. You know, I gotta. You know, since he ain't here, I had to rep the TB.
Yeah, he
baby.
is a Saints fan. You know, that would have been some drama in here.
It's my division.
That is true.
It is my division. 2 Super Bowls. Can't deny it. Deny it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about Tampa Bay up in here and Florida State. You know, you got to get the hat right.
That's right.
I mention that.
You got beef with Jacob with Tampa Bay. You got beef with me for the nose.
I had to show respect to the podcast, man. If I'm gonna come correct.
Nah, respect that. Nah, appreciate you being here for real.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
I think we just gotta get straight into it. Obviously, something big happened 3 days ago. Yes, it's 2 days today, but 3 days when this goes out.
Yes, sir.
I had to do the math. The 58th Super Bowl, as we saw, went to OT second time in NFL history.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Second time in NFL history. You see, drop knowledge on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it was a good game, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
It started slow. It started real slow.
Yeah.
I thought it was a sloppy game. I was. I was like, man, I want points. Man, I really wanted points. I thought these offenses were going to really score. I thought the defenses were going to be a little unprepared. But then the defenses came out, and they were on it, And, man, for a second there, I thought we were going to see Butker versus Moody. Two greats. Two greats. I mean, Moody is a very good kicker. He was really good at Michigan. I got him on my Dynasty League. Shout out Jake Moody. You're the GOAT for that. But Butker is obviously going to the Hall of Fame for sure. Oh, for sure.
Top 2 in the league.
Currently.
Yeah, in the league.
Yeah. So, the real defensive battle, real low-scoring game, and then it just kind of exploded. Second half, we all were looking for that explosion, I guess, and Usher apparently brought it to some. Usher brought that explosion, and apparently the Chiefs had it too. Yeah. But, what were your thoughts, like, start to finish? You thought it was great?
Yeah, I
agree.
Obviously, you kind of saw both teams were trying to feel out what the other team was doing first half. I'm pretty sure if I heard this correctly, it was the first time the team that was held to 0 points in the first half won the Super Bowl.
Really?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's what I said. I don't know if that's right. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure something along that. But Mahomes has had a deficit at halftime all 3 Super Bowls that he's won. So.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were losing last year to the Eagles and then losing to, ironically, the Chiefs back in 20.
Do you put that on Mahomes or do you put it on the greatest coach arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time, Andy Reid?
I said he was top 3 all time already.
He's.
That's what I said.
All right, I'm gonna open this can of worms. Andy Reid or Bill Belichick? Because
I said it goes Belichick. It goes Belichick and Shula, and then Reid is 3. That's for sure. But he's in there.
But okay, I know you got to count the Super Bowls, right? Yeah. But without Brady, Belichick, and now Reid, this is the second time Reid's been doing this. The second time, because you forgot what he did in Philly.
Yeah.
And now he's doing it at KC. Yeah. So it's like, where do you draw the line where are we at? You know what I'm saying?
The way I see it, too, is, I guess not as a HC, but what he did as the DC, especially to my team. But, when his prominent time winning was with the Giants before he went to Cleveland as the HC. He was just I guess he had talent.
It's an argument. I'm just saying Andy Reid's got a big argument.
No, 100%. He had talent. Obviously, Belichick did. He had Lawrence Taylor. He had Michael Strahan that he coached.
Sure.
So, you have 2 Hall of Famers, arguably best at their positions. It's kind of hard to say that he was, but it goes the same way. Like, I got to shout out Spags as well. That's another Giants coach right there.
Okay, Romo. Shout out Spags.
Right? Phenomenal DC. And I think that's what, it just, I don't know if they just DC's over here and then they leave and they win more. I know. That's what it feels like. But I think it's just they were kind of, Andy Reid has trust in all his players and trust in his coaches to make the right plays. And I think that's what makes you a great coach.
Yeah, he's also personnel is a big factor on it, and 100%. Just the way the players buy into what he's saying too. It's a big, he's a big lovable guy, but he's a hell of a coach. He's a 100%. Hell of a coach. 100%. So he made adjustments. Now on the flip side, Kyle Shanahan, what are we doing, bro? When do you have all the talent?
Well, two technically. As head coach, one you.
When do you like? Where's the line? You know what I'm saying? Like what's gonna push you over the edge? You had maybe a quarterback. You know, I'm not saying Brock Purdy's bad, but I mean, I'm not saying he's bad in the slightest. But I'm saying the talent around him elevates him.
Oh, that's 100%. I agree with you.
So it's like, what are you missing? You're missing a quarterback because you went with your other guy. You got rid of Jimmy G. You got rid of Trey Lance, who, if I'm not mistaken, he drafted Trey Lance, if I wasn't mistaken. So you got rid of them, and you went with this guy, Brock. You know, and I remember watching Brock in college. I didn't think he'd have this, but essentially, can you put anyone back there? You and me back there, we probably gonna win 8 games because that's just how much talent that they have on that offense alone.
I agree with that, but this is what I also said. Like, I don't know if you saw what Shannon Sharp said, and Cam Newton, obviously with the whole game changer thing.
We don't gotta open that can of worms. We'll talk about game managers.
Yeah, you know, like I don't think even Shannon said it on ESPN that day when they had Cam on. He was talking about John Elway became a game manager, knowing that he rather punt the ball and go for it when he knew he had a significant amount. And I'm like, okay. The way I look at game manager, the way I see it is you're either good or you're bad. There's no in between. There's obviously exceptions to really bad and exceptions to really great. Mm-hmm. Right? Obviously, Mahomes, talent-wise.
I don't like to do good and bad. I do serviceable or unserviceable
as
a quarterback.
Yeah.
And then at what point does that service get you that ring, which is what has been alluded Kyle Shanahan now 2 times. And it's the OT rules too, from what I'm hearing on the players.
That was stupid.
That's stupid. I was shocked. Even as a Chiefs bettor, I was like, are they serious right now? You're not gonna dictate what you have to do offensively. If you do get the stop,
you gotta score
kick
first. You gotta score first.
What are you talking about? No. You gotta kick the ball. I'm on the side that give Mahomes, give the Chiefs the ball so that you decide whether you put in the defense's hand, who's been flying. The defense was flying. Honestly, the special teams is probably where the momentum changed.
Yeah.
You know, with the muff punt, it's
that and the blocked field goal.
The blocked field goal was massive. And now it's so important. This is where it comes down to. Special teams are so important. They're so important, and that's what I love about football. And that's why we can't get rid of special teams. I feel like I know there's people out there that are like, well, kickers this, punters that. Punters flip the field. Kickers do this, but also the guys that are on that some might have been on the practice squad, got elevated, can make big plays in big time games.
100.
So I mean, that just overall, it was a great Super Bowl. Now that we're talking, the more that we're talking about it, how electric of a second half.
Yeah, you saw the miscues from both teams.
Oh, for sure.
But you saw them executing as well.
Oh yeah.
And I think that Shanahan's biggest miscue was that last play.
Oh yeah.
That caused them to kick the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then not using McCaffrey as much.
Oh, yeah. I think that, okay.
You have the best of the best back there.
Obviously, I feel like that the Chiefs schemed for McCaffrey. And I feel like they did a great job. I think they did a great job spreading the ball around. And Juwan Jennings, where did he come from?
Phenomenal.
They win that game, he wins MVP.
7th round pick.
7th round pick out of Tennessee. And I remember him in Tennessee. He was the Georgia killer. I'm pretty sure he caught the Hail Mary back in the day.
I think so.
Juwan Jennings threw a touchdown pass, received a touchdown pass, was catching balls, running routes. Man, he looked better than Debo. I know Debo's banged up, but he looked better than Debo. And, you know, the way kind of
you need that.
You do need that. You need guys to step up.
You know Debo's...
And Kittle was kind of quiet, too.
Debo's a phenomenal player. They're going to try and target him. Mm-hmm. You know, Kittle's a fantastic tight end. Arguably him and... Obviously, you have 2 of the best tight ends right now going at it with Kittle and Kelsey going at it, but they're using Kittle as an extra blocker. He only had 2 targets.
I'll say one thing.
2 catches for 4 yards.
When it comes to that tight end conversation, one of them stepped up, the other one in the second half. It came down to it because they were both quiet. I felt like they were both quiet.
Yeah.
Kittle made that great extension on that 3rd down to extend it. That was huge. But Kelsey really woke up in the second half.
Obviously, Kelsey's his number 1 receiver.
Oh, for sure.
And I think Shanahan wasn't targeting Kittle. Kittle had 2 catches for 4 yards. You can't do that in the Super Bowl.
But if you're going to use McCaffrey more, you're going to run that blocking. And I think the Chiefs' defense is slept on a bit.
And McCaffrey doesn't go down. Him and Debo don't go down.
No, they do not.
Me at least, but this is why I'm not a coach.
Not yet.
Screens, man.
Yeah.
Because McCaffrey and Debo in open field is...
dangerous.
It's dangerous, yeah. It's almost impossible to stop them. And you saw it when McCaffrey caught the screen pass from Jawan Jennings and then ran it. Had a couple blockers. That's all you need, man.
I was very, very, very pleased with that because, again, a degenerate. Let me just clarify to the people that are watching. I am a degenerate, and I did have many bets on the game that some did go my way, some didn't. All right? Reba, I'm looking at you. There's no two Braves. It's just one Brave. All right? We're not going to change the lyrics to the national anthem. But non-quarterback to complete a pass mixed with CMC first touchdown, I was happy about that. Shout out, dude. Yeah. Shout out to my boy. Gave me that one. My boy Johnny. My boy Johnny Hurst, over ex Florida State guy that I.
Shout out Johnny.
Johnny, me and him. He texted to me the day of. So I was like, man, I gotta run that. His other buddy had non-QB to attempt a pass and it be a touchdown too. So he really hit on that. But the creativity I felt like kind of lacked in the second half a bit. With Shanahan. You go into that, you're up, right? You're up on the Chiefs. How do you put the pedal to the metal? How do you step on their throat?
Yeah.
They really didn't do that. Mm-hmm. I will say this Greenlaw getting out that hurt, and
devastating way to get.
I stand on. I hate turf.
Oh,
I stand on it. Hate it.
I'm a Giants fan. Trust me. If there's one thing I know.
Oh, MetLife's cursed. MetLife is cursed. I know they're gonna have real grass in the World Cup.
I hope they keep it.
Well, guess what? It's MetLife. They ain't gonna keep it, brother.
Of course not.
They ain't gonna keep it. And I'm gonna tell you this also. Turf is. I did a paper on that. Shout out to Trice. Thank you for that. And he gave me an A on it because turf is not good. I mean, we saw it with Rodgers. Mm-hmm. How many more injuries to these Achilles do you have to have? I asked my little bro. He plays football, and he's like, "There's a significant difference to turf and a grass." And he's in high school, so he even sees it in high school. He goes, "As a tight end, when my cleat hits that turf, it pulls me in." Whereas grass is free flowing
because it gets stuck in those little squares, man.
Exactly. He's like I feel like I'm like it's like I'm walking on a sticky mouse trap. You know what I'm saying? He's like it's pulling me into the dirt. Yeah. I get it. You're trying to like make them cuts. You really can dig in, but with grass, it's like super free flowing, and that's just like that's what football is, baby. It's free flowing. You gotta have 100. So yeah, shout out to the Chiefs, man. They did the thing, and it's dynasty time for them.
100%.
It's dynasty.
First time to go back-to-back in 20 years. I agree. It's a dynasty. I mean,
the team's young. The team is young.
Their oldest player is Kelsey. Like, at least that's a dominant force is Kelsey.
100%. That defense is young, too. Chris Jones is the anchor of that defense. And the whole, like...
The Jarius Sneed on the secondary.
Oh, my gosh, bro.
It's absolutely amazing.
They added Mike Edwards. Shout out my Bucks guy. Won him another ring. They got McDuffie. He made massive plays.
Could have been MVP, arguably.
Could have been
there
MVP.
Was conversation.
You just got to give it to Mahomes.
Oh,
you knew going in that they win that game, especially in the second half.
It's what he did.
His wheels, too. His decision-making.
That's why they won.
His wheels. He retires now. He's a Hall of Famer.
100%.
That's the crazy thing.
He retires now. He's arguably the greatest behind Brady because Brady beat him twice.
Exactly.
Brady's untouchable.
Disagree. I think Mahomes is
if he continues.
Well,
I'm talking about now.
Yeah. Now let's
say Mahomes retires now. Brady's still untouchable.
Now let's talk about this. Reed retires. What is Mahomes gonna do?
That's the question.
Right?
Is it Reed? Or is it Mahomes? That's what we thought. That's what we thought about Brady. Brady left and was able to win.
Exactly. And then we also got the Kelsey. Well, Travis Kelsey announced, in the middle of his rendition of "Viva Las Vegas," as I celebrated my bet winnings, and he's going off. He said, "I'm coming back. I'm coming back." So I mean, you got at least the best tight end in the league for another year. So. Shout out Jason Kelsey too, my favorite Kelsey. I hope he comes back.
Great, phenomenal.
I hope he comes back.
He's the only Eagles player I like.
Did you see him as the
best thing in the world, man? With the what's it called? Matador mask?
Luchador mask, bro. He looked like I saw a tweet, bro. It said when your GTA character is in a cutscene, bro.
I saw the same one. I saw the same one.
I was like, man, if anyone is my spirit, if I could be any two people combined. And I want to be Bert Kreischer and Jason Kelsey combined.
Oh my God.
You want to talk about perfect vibes? I mean, you know me. I'll take my shirt off at a game,
100%.
and I'll be because it's all about the vibes. It's all about the vibes. So him in those overalls. Shout out to the overalls. Overall supporter over here. And then just the luchador mask. And I just know Kylie Kelsey at home waiting with the girls. And she's scrolling, and she just sees...
Where's Jason?
Where's Jason, man? He said he was going to be back. And you just see him. You just see him in the back. You see the clip of Travis and Taylor. They're over here, blah, blah, blah.
They were kissing and stuff, yeah.
If there's never been a this is what it's like when you're the third wheel kind of tweet.
100%.
And it's just him with Marshmallow of all people.
I know, and he's just banging on the mic, like,
dude,
foot on the table.
He's celebrating harder than Travis, And I do wish that I could see them.
Happy.
I wish I could see them in a uniform together, whether it be Kansas City or anywhere. But they got such. Creed Humphrey is a great center. And he did have a couple miscues. That O-line.
The bad snap, yeah.
Yeah, the bad snap. I mean, but that just shows that the great, back to Mahomes, the way he adapts and the way he just, there were moments in that game where my stomach was like, I couldn't breathe because it's 4th and 1 and it's overtime. What play do you call? And when you see Kelsey motion, he's like, okay, they're going to do a little like rollout. He's going to flip it to Kelsey. What does he do? He rolls it out, boom, cuts up field. You know what I'm saying? The way he uses his legs is just, it's incredible. And say 49ers, if they had a guy that would use his legs, I know Brock will run around in the pocket. He's a pocket passer, etc. In today's league, you got to have a guy that will use his legs and will go and try and do whatever he can to extend a play. Now, when it comes to decision making, that's where it gets down to it. My guy Baker, I'm all in. Thank you for this season, Baker.
I've been all in since he got drafted, man.
Well, yeah, of course. Just the attitude he brings, and I'm cool with keeping him. The way that he'll run and boom, go get that first down. Let's just put it for example. Let's put Baker on the 49ers. I think they win that game.
100%.
There's but we can sit here and nitpick on who
100%, but
take the quarterbacks out.
I think it also comes down to maturity.
Yes.
And Baker's been in the league
a lot longer
for time. Mm-hmm. Brock knew that he wasn't gonna. He knew he was a day 3 guy. He knew he wasn't even day 2. So he knew he was 5, 6.
I didn't even think he knew he was a day 3 guy.
He said it was day 3. He goes, I knew it was 6, arguably not. That's what he said. He knew he was either going to be drafted really late or undrafted.
Well, if you see him play at Iowa State, you would think that, he had flashes at Iowa State. I'm not going to sit here and deny it.
He's a fantastic, people think that he doesn't know how to throw a ball. He can throw a ball. You don't have a 70% completion rate your senior year of college without knowing what you're doing.
You don't make it to this level without knowing 100%. How to throw a football.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess they know, I feel like the people that have picked on him the most, Shannon, Cam, Ryan Clark, they're all NFL veterans, obviously. One of them being in the Hall of Fame, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. One being the first dynamic quarterback we saw like that since Michael Vick, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam Newton.
A more power dynamic.
And 6'4" will truck you before you truck him quarterback, which is like
Superman.
It's what Josh Allen does now.
God, yeah.
And it's like we didn't see that. So I guess I understand where he's coming from. But Cam, I knew he didn't have that great of a team like Brock did.
Oh, for sure.
But he didn't get there so early. Brock could have made there last year if they didn't hurt his arm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Which led him to need Tommy John. He comes back off Tommy John and still plays all 17 games, plays every playoff game, and it still gets you there. I understand that there's a lot of talent on the team, but football is not a quarterback does it all. Mahomes doesn't throw it up in the air and goes and catches the ball.
Exactly. Look who he threw the game-winning touchdown pass to.
To McCole Hardman.
McCole Hardman was playing on the Jets this year.
Yeah.
MVS was playing over in Green Bay. Those were the guys that were making the plays. Even who's it, Gray or Watson? One of the backup tight ends. Watson was running. I think so. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to it's not a quarterback thing, but it's the guys that'll buy in.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And that's back to the Chiefs. It literally is Chiefs Kingdom. We're living in a new era where it's like Brady went out the door.
And Mahomes steps
right in. And
20 years of Brady for now 20 years of Mahomes.
Again, we got to see what Andy Reid does.
I think he's staying.
You saw who the favorite was, early favorites going into next year?
Not them, no.
Bang, bang, Niner gang. They're saying they're going to run it back and go there. So
they're pretty much keeping the whole team.
I will say this too, back on the Chiefs defense. The reason I put my money on the Chiefs is because it's the same old adage that you used when Nick Saban was at Alabama, when the Pats were in like almost every Super Bowl. Shout out to your Giants, the kryptonite, I will say. I remember those. I remember those. Yeah, I wrote Eli back in the day. I wrote Eli a little message about it because I had to do like write a famous person, a letter, and he gave me something back.
Did he actually?
Yeah, like a little,
Great guy. You can't hate him.
You can't hate Eli. All-time vibes guy, too. All-time vibes guy.
His rap battle was super hot fire. Phenomenal.
The whole Manning family is just a bunch of vibes guys.
Even Cooper.
I was a little kid, and being the sports guy that I've been growing up, I was like, all right. I was in like second or third grade.
Yeah.
All right to Eli because I just watched him beat the GOAT. And then he sent me a little message back with a signed team photo. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at. I lost it.
At least you had it.
I had it. Yeah.
Oh.
I took it to school. Show and tell. Shout out. But yeah, I mean, you look at the Chiefs, man, and just what they're going to be able to accomplish now again, and the defense. This is where I was getting at. Spags. The Spags counter was at 14 for Tony Romo. We got to cut that down. But Spags, what he did against Lamar, the way that he shut down Lamar and the Ravens, that's why I put my money on the Chiefs. Because I'm like, okay, if you're going to be able to shut down the league MVP, what are you going to do with the what are you going to do with Brock? Yep. They shut down Lamar. Granted, I have some other comments about how the Ravens ran their offense in that AFC Championship game. You got to let them, you run the football as that team, and you're having Lamar drop back. Lamar's never been a drop back guy. But yeah, that's what
the Chiefs wanted, and that's what they wanted again with Brock. They wanted to limit McCaffrey as much as possible and force him to throw. And they did. And he still made good throws. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I just think that arguably there could, you see Jawan Jennings was open and he tried to get it to him. He threw a little bit too hard. But who was their right guard? I can't remember. Went left instead of right, and you leave CJ 95, Chris Jones, right open. What are we doing?
That's just the miscues. That's just the miscues.
And that goes back to what we were talking about. Yeah, the miscues.
The miscues is what's going to kill you. And I mean, the Chiefs. And again, the Chiefs off. This was a pretty good game. I will say this. It was trending to be a horrible game
after the 10-0.
Yes, and then we get into the halftime show, which you agreed to this.
Yeah, you did want to talk about it.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. This is where I'm mad. You bring out JB. You bring out Justin Bieber.
Actually, did you see about it?
No, I didn't.
Ooh, he asked him. And Justin said no. He wasn't in the mind. He wasn't in the mood to do it. He asked Justin Bieber to come out and perform, and Justin Bieber said no. He wasn't in the mood.
You're telling me that JB said no?
Let me find it.
Wait. And they just released this news now?
I think I saw it yesterday.
I put JB. The book's new. Because I had JB plus 150 to make an appearance. Oh. Thank God the Chiefs won.
Why Justin Bieber turned down Usher's offer to perform with him at the Super Bowl?
The book's new. They cooked me.
Yeah, but he wasn't feeling it.
They cooked me. They knew. Insider information. We needed to fund the books.
There we go. You need your money back.
I do need my money back. I needed to be a push because they obviously knew that he wasn't. That would have been so electric, though. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fro Ludacris is a vibe. And I'll be completely honest.
Alicia Keys. Don't even get me started on that. That's a topic for a different type of podcast.
Different type of podcast.
We
can't talk about it. But she is a beautiful, independent woman, and she is very successful. And we will leave it at that. Red is your color, Alicia. Don't ever forget it.
Top five.
Ludacris, Lil Jon.
I wanted Lil Jon so bad. I was happy he came out. I was like,
I like Fro Ludacris too.
Oh yeah,
I love.
You've been rocking the Fro now.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, the cornrows Ludacris is but Fro Ludacris is like Too Fast, Too Furious. Ludacris, and that's what I love. I love that, bro. Shout out that Fast and Furious might be my favorite, low key. And it's from your what is it? That's from your home. That's from the 305.
305.
Yeah.
Where that? That's where I got my love for my favorite car. It's one of my wallpapers. I'll get there eventually.
I got you. I hate to say it.
Shout out to R34.
Oh, for sure. Did you think it was CeeLo Green for a moment on Ozempic?
No, I know a lot of people thought that.
It was a split second. I was like, CeeLo. I was like, because I was looking for JB. I mean, I'm standing up at halftime and I'm going, where's JB?
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even know it was her. Like her, when she came out, I didn't know it was her.
She wasn't playing the guitar.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I said the same thing.
She's not playing that guitar.
I said the same thing,
She's
bro.
She's not playing that guitar.
It looked like I heard the note and I didn't see her hand move. And I said, she ain't playing that.
She ain't playing the guitar.
And my dad and my boy were like, yeah, she is. I was like, I don't know, dog.
No, she was not playing that guitar.
We're the conspiracy theorists. This has become a conspiracy theory podcast.
Yes, that's what tends to happen when I jump on. My conspiracy side will come out. And as the Florida State fan that I am, my conspiracies usually are right. I see you, Kirk. Don't think I didn't forget. Ireland's waiting for you. I also thought for a split second it was Ye with the mask. I thought it was Ye, but it was Will.i.am, if I wasn't mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought so too. I was like, he doesn't have a song with Kanye.
The funniest thing I saw was the rollerblades. Okay. If
my dad you know what my dad said?
Oh, let's hear it.
Because it was like it was the women coming out first. He was like, "Oh, this is like the thing where they beat each other up with the rollerblades and they fight the roller derby."
Oh my god!
And I was like, "What?"
No way. He said, "Come on, Betty, I'm gonna slingshot you to the wind, bro."
He was like, "Oh," I was like, "That's not it,
That's
bro."
not it.
He was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "That's part of his music video." I was like, "Look, he's right there." And he was like, "Oh."
He had the sequence painted on abs was too much for me. The body, did you see that? Like I was watching the Super Bowl with the girl that I was I was with a bunch of people, and one of the girls goes, "I can't get over that they put abs on his thing."
Suit,
and I was like, yeah. But there's a clip I saw all over Twitter, and it was a Family Guy tweet said Usher during that scene, and it was Starlight Express, Starlight Express. If you don't know the Starlight Express,
it was just Peter Griffin.
Yeah, if you don't know the Starlight Express meme, I highly recommend you go look it up, because that is essentially what that whole portion of the halftime show was.
That's what it did look like.
Starlight Express.
Yeah.
Dude, the memes, 10 out of 10. And honestly, sometimes the commercials dominate the Super Bowl a bit. I felt like I was paying
attention to commercials this year, right?
There was some about Rex Ryan's feet. I didn't see that one. I don't know.
I saw the Mr. T one. You saw the Mr. T one? And it was Mr. T and Tony Romo, and he said, put the T back in Skechers. And he was actually at the Super Bowl with like a sign that said, put the T back in Skechers. Like that was like actual Mr. T.
Bro, I thought
that was funny. The Ye one. I was like, what?
So did you hear he put $7 million to make that, and he recorded it on his iPhone?
I know. I was like,
$0 production.
I was like, what's happening here?
I don't know. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was during the commercials. I was grabbing towels, and because I'm not gonna say the number I had out on the game, but it ended up working for me. But in the midst of all that, when you're in the war of in a betting war, sir, I was
stressing.
Oh my god, my stomach was turning. Knees weak, arms are heavy. But yeah, shout out to the Chiefs. I know that probably there's a lot we got to get to. It's the sports, baby. We got to get to. So shout out the Chiefs.
Yeah. Who do you think? Super early Super Bowl predictions next season. What do you think? Just off dome.
Anybody but the Saints.
Shout out Jacob.
Derek Carr.
Shout out Jacob.
I'm gonna let you know this now. Derek Carr. Me and my buddy have founded. I gotta get this in since this is Jacob's podcast. I gotta get this in. Me and my buddy have founded the Anti-Derek Carr Association. I am the CFO. My buddy is the founder, president, and CEO. We are on the board, and we, for the past 5 years, have been a part of the ADCA. And if you want to buy shirts, if you want to buy polos, we will start selling those as soon as production kind of kicks off. But we are the Anti-Derek Carr Association. He is not a good quarterback. You need to let my boy J-Bo take over there, because Derek Carr should not be a quarterback in this league. He is not good, and he never will be good. And he's a cancer on the team. Not good.
Damn.
Anti-Derek Carr Association.
I
But
didn't expect all that.
my early Super Bowl prediction.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the Chiefs. I'm going to throw that out there right now. It's not going to be the Chiefs.
Really?
Not going to be the Chiefs. No. It's... You lose the way you did. And you're gonna see it's bang bang Niner game next year. Bang bang Niner game.
I was gonna say I would not be surprised if it's a repeat.
I know that's the favorite, but I just feel like the way it depends on how they respond.
I think Brock's gonna come with vengeance to prove to people that he's a good quarterback.
Now, who they
draft?
Who they play?
Yeah.
You ready for who they play in the Super Bowl? There's no vaccines over here right before I say this, because I know that he has a problem with them.
No shot.
Aaron Rodgers.
You thinking the New York Jets?
The New York Jets will make it to the Super Bowl, and that's a hot take. Aaron Rodgers rehab that Achilles. He's coming for it all. They're gonna do something, because that defense is solid. That defense is real solid, and I believe in them. Shout out Jermaine Johnson, Florida State DN, helped turn it all around. So I'm a little partial, but I legitimately think the Jets have a really good shot to make the playoffs and make a run in the playoffs, because I do think that they have the talent, and I think that they draft well enough now to where they can make another run, because a lot of their guys are young. Sauce Gardner is like
You mean hold Gardner?
We're not gonna get into that. We can get into that next season, baby. We ain't gonna get into that right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Sauce Gardner, I like Sauce Gardner. I like their defense. I like Breece Hall. They need to shore up that O-line, but they have the pieces to where they could make a run and win the AFC.
I see it.
I don't think the Chiefs make the AFC Championship next year either.
I see a repeat, but I think if they bring back this specific player, I think they got some damage done, and I got shout out my boy down there. Shout out my boy. Actually, technically he's up there, but a good old SEC boy that kind of killed it. Cincy, baby.
Ooh.
Cincy going back. Mahomes is kryptonite. Eli. I'm not gonna say Eli. I'm gonna say the NFC East as a division was Tom Brady's kryptonite because he lost to Nick Foles as well to the Eagles and then lost 2 to Eli.
So you think that Cincinnati makes it?
I think Cincinnati with a healthy Joe Burrow
to the Super Bowl over them in the AFC Championship game. Who's Cincinnati take on in the Super
Niners.
Bowl? And then Niners.
I think then, I mean, I'm gonna be like, I don't care, but Joey B's my guy, man. He's
Joe
Shiesty. He's my guy. Been my guy since the year before he won the Natty. Since when he first started at LSU. Not his first year, second year at LSU. Yeah. I kind of saw the flashes there, and I was like, "Yo, this kid over there at SEC."
I'll tell you the moment where I knew something switched in his brain, and it was when he got
that hit.
Oh
100%.
God, Central Florida. It. Oh, you saw it. Something like a light. He got Ed Orgeron a national championship. You know how good of a quarterback you have to be to get Ed O. Shout out Joe Brady, obviously passing game coordinator and all around it. But
granted, you had Jay Jettis and Jamar Chase.
Okay, again,
it goes back to what we're talking about.
It's LSU,
100%,
and it's buying in. But Joey B's that good, and a healthy Joey B. Yeah, they're gonna lose T Higgins though.
That's what I'm saying. If they bring him back,
that's the guy you think.
That's the guy they bring back, or they lose T, make a little trade ski, and reunite the LSU boys.
I would. Oh, Jay Jettis is leaving Minnesota.
It's guaranteed.
And get ready to see Mike Evans in a. This is gonna pay me to say it. Get ready to see Mike Evans in Houston. We want to talk about making some runs.
I can see that. Honestly, I can see that.
So the next year NFL is gonna be fun.
Yeah, no, we gotta see. Now we gotta see. I think we're in for a good one next year.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think NFL is getting better. Yeah, and excited to see what happens.
If Jason Light hears this, can you please tank? I want Mike Vrabel there. I'm making that point very apparent. I want Mike Vrabel as my head coach. I know we just made the divisional round, but I want Mike Vrabel.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I agree.
And your Giants, we'll get a little personal on there. Your Giants.
I think it's all going to be a case of if Daniel Jones comes healthy, who wins the quarterback job. Obviously, I want Tommy. I want Tommy TD, shout out touchdown. I want Tommy back. Great energy vibes, not from be my quarterback, but just a guy that everybody wants to be around. Someone who's gonna make the team better.
He's your J-Bo guy.
He's J-Bo, exactly.
He's your J-Bo.
He's my J-Bo, bro. Because he comes back. He wins the first game on a Monday night in 4 years.
I lost me some.
Shout out Tommy Cutlets.
Lost me some money on that one.
Whoa. Wasn't as bad.
No.
I said the vowels wasn't as bad as my worst one, but I told Jacob, I think I texted him around 3-ish, games at 8, and I said, Tommy Cutlets masterclass incoming. And he goes, gonna have to wait and see. As soon as the game was over, I said, yeah. And he was like, no, you called it. He was like, you called it. We talked about it the next day the next week on the podcast. And I was like, yeah. And they ended up winning. Then he ended up dying to the Saints. Literally just gets knocked out, and all his powers left. They knocked his powers out.
That team they've been on Monday nights also gonna be good too, man. We are in for one next year with the NFL. I feel like, because Jordan Love cooked.
He looked poised. He looked poised.
How do they do it? How do they do it?
From
how do the pack? How does Gunter Kust do it? How does whatever his name is?
You know what it is? It's the same reason Mahomes is good, and it's what Tom Brady talks about. You can't throw them to the fire and expect to be good unless your name is C.J. Stroud. You cannot throw them into the fire year one and expect them to be good. You look at Mahomes sat.
Oh, he did?
Alex Smith.
Yes, he did.
Not a phenomenal quarterback, but a good quarterback.
Serviceable quarterback.
Exactly. Goes back to what you were saying. 100% a game manager, but one who could win you games, took you to the playoffs. And he comes out and it drops 50 tutties first year.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
But you know what? Mahomes didn't know how to read a coverage. He didn't know how to read a blitz coverage his first year. What did Alex Smith do? This, that, and the third. Oh, God. He learned. How did Tom Brady learn more?
Oh,
sitting behind Drew Bledsoe.
Drew Bledsoe, yeah.
It doesn't matter who you sit behind, but they have experience.
Brett Favre, Rodgers, and even if the teachings are a little different, Brett Favre was like, I don't care. You still see some things.
You still
and Rodgers and Love.
Yeah.
Rodgers,
Rodgers coached up Love, that's for sure. You could see it.
For sure.
You could see Love looks too comfortable.
It's just a copycat league, you know what I'm saying? It's a copycat league. You see something, you do it. Now, the draft's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
The draft's going to be interesting. We're going to be talking about that, too. This draft for quarterbacks alone this year, it's giving me shades of 04 when it comes to how much talent. This could be that class where you get, like, a couple Hall of Famers in this draft class. Now, I'm not saying at the quarterback position, but just period. Yeah. This talent, because of the COVID stuff and all that stuff, it's the draft, just the NFL. I'm excited for the NFL next year. I'm very excited for the NFL next year. But I know we probably gotta move on, man. We've been talking about the NFL, bro. We're excited.
35 in the NFL.
We're excited.
35 minutes. Nah, there's a lot, and obviously you bring other perspectives than what me and Jacob constantly talk about. We kind of just ramble, but I mean, what's going on now is basketball, or what's fully in motion now is hockey, but we're not big hockey guys on this one, so we don't really talk about it. I don't know how big you are.
Listen. Yeah, hey. All I gotta say is, where's my super suit? Because I'm frozoning it up. I love me some hockey, baby. I love me some hockey. Don't ask me because it's football season just ended, so I gotta really get into it. But yeah.
Fair enough. But basketball's full swing. I mean, All-Star games next weekend. You go from NFL Super to NBA All-Star. It's a great jump. And then shout out Daytona 500 also. I am a big, the Super Bowl in NASCAR, having it right after. It's a great way to schedule it. I'm going to give my early pick. Two most American things.
I will say this. Before we jump into the NBA, I will give my... I know you guys probably don't talk about NASCAR. Almost wore my NASCAR hat, but I had to rep the Knowles for you, my boy. I have Kyle Busch to win the Daytona 500. Never won it. 20-something years.
Valid point, though.
Valid
point, because I think, what was he, top 5 last year?
He's something like that.
He was top 5 last year, I think top 10 the year before.
He's had ones where he's been running top 3 and it just something happens. It's giving me shades of Dale Earnhardt, and this is where the conspiracy comes in. If he wins it, within the next 5 years, he just has to die at Daytona. That's just how the track rules work, and that's how the NASCAR gods work.
Rest in peace. To the GOAT, Dale.
But that's just how.
Rest in peace, one of the goats.
I bring the unhinged and the crazy to the pod. You know what I'm saying?
We heard it all. I did say, I said Tommy was gone.
You know what else is crazy? Active shooter in the building. Active shooter
at Indianapolis.
Dude, I don't even know what the airport's name is, but you got a full-fledged basketball court in the concourse, and you can't even use it. You know how many dudes gonna be on a layover? Why can't we run some 5s? Why can't we run some 2s?
It's just Indianapolis International.
I just can't believe. Really, you can't get creative on that?
No.
I guess so. I guess we all can't be, Thurgood Marshall or JFK or O'Hare. We all can't have special names, but you can't tell me that. Why don't you monetize it? Why don't you do you pay?
You pay $25 for 30 minutes,
and then the NBA can donate that to charity, which is what they do for the All-Star game as well. You use that moments for charity, bro. If I know I got a layover in Indianapolis leading up to the All-Star break and they got a full-fledged basketball court, I'm gonna go grab me some Chick-fil-A or whatever's in that airport. I'm gonna go sit and watch some dudes play 5s.
Low key.
I'm gonna sit. Listen, if I'm the Pacers, I'm gonna have a scout out there. You never know. I mean, we saw that movie with Adam Sandler. Talent's everywhere. You could find you the next, Bo, whatever they said in the movie.
Bo.
Now, highly unlikely that is, but it's still something.
Oh, of course.
It's still something. I just think that, the Pistons were holding tryouts for people back when they were running, when they were in their little slump. So, the fact of the matter is, it's the NBA All-Star. It's a good 2 weeks, nice little reset, and then we can really get into what teams are going to make it, what teams are, where we at. That's what I love about All-Star breaks, bro. I do wish that the All-Star break was a little less of a fan vote, and I wish it kind of went more off talent, because I hate the snubs across all leagues.
I agree. I think, obviously, Trae Young making it as a injury replacement is absolutely wrong.
I think, didn't Sabonis get snubbed too?
There's questions about that, but
granted, that's recency bias because I had Sabonis.
100%. Trae should have been an All-Star. To be honest, the starter should have been Jalen Brunson.
Oh, for sure.
And they put Dame in there.
Yeah.
And it's I guess Dame is having a good year, but for Dame, it's a bad year.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't Dame time.
Exactly. And you see the players that are the players that like are actually in there, and it's like Jalen's having a fantastic year. Someone who you never thought was gonna be where he's at, and he is, you know.
I mean,
he's a reserve when it's like, bro, he's carrying that New York team.
That's the issue I got with it. Now I do like that are they going back to the East West, or are they still doing the draft?
So
I'm a bit. Let me clarify.
They went back to the East West this year.
See, I like that better.
That's
I'm a big fan of that.
Jacob is very against that.
Really, why is that?
Because he liked that, like, boys get to play with their boys, kind of like 21 on the blacktop outside, you and your boys on the playground. I got you. Whoa, because before they used to do it like you get drafted like 3 days before, but this last week they did it on the spot. So they had like 2 uniforms for each player, except like, you know, LeBron and Giannis. I think who was the captain last year.
I think so. Yeah.
And it was like them 2, and then it was like they're right there, and they're like, I got Dame, or like I got Steph, I got this and that.
I like that, but again, when you can pick to play with your boys, you never know. Like, think about it. So let's just use an example. Jalen Brunson comes in and plays with like Tyrese Halliburton. Say they aren't boys like that. You can find your boys like in the middle of the All-Star game, not being picked.
Agree.
You know, so I like the East-West. I also like the uniforms when they come out. I love me, you know, some good East-West uniforms, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I kind of wish they went back to like the uniforms.
Where they play in their uniforms? Yeah, that's interesting. I like it.
I think that was cool. You know, you see the teams with the whites and then the teams with the away jerseys or whatever. Especially now, like with all the new uniforms you have, like you can have one team go like the home jersey and the other one wears like the city uniforms, and it's like they don't have to wear that. Like then you can see the city uniforms, but I think it'll be unfair that only some of them get the city, the other ones don't.
Exactly. But yeah, we're just like splitting hairs there. But yeah, All-Star. I mean, who you got? East, West?
Oh, West, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of clear. I mean, Jordan. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the talent on the West is just too good.
Oh, for sure.
Steph Curry is a reserve.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's absurd. I can't fathom that Steph Curry is not starting in the All-Star game. I can't. Like, it doesn't click in my head.
The SGA starting.
Because Shea's freaking amazing, and then obviously, you know, Luka's Luka. Luka is Luka.
When are they gonna win it? When are they gonna win an NBA championship?
I mean, they were like lacking those players, but I mean, with him and Kyrie, they look unstoppable. Derek Lively's a phenomenal center. I think if they would have kept Kristaps, they probably could have won it this year.
Couldn't keep Kristaps.
That's the problem there. That's the problem. You couldn't keep Kristaps.
The Celtics are.
I hate Boston. Everybody knows that.
That's fine. Also, you got to give credit where credit is due. They went out and they made the moves because they're tired of losing. They're tired of losing. What was it, they lost back to back?
So they lost to us last year.
That's right.
They beat us the year before.
That's right. Yeah.
But they lost in 2020 to us.
That's right. Because
every time the Chiefs have made the Super Bowl, the Heat have made and they win, the Heat have made the finals. They won in 20, the Heat made the finals. They won last year, the Heat made the finals. They won this year.
I'm just checking to see where the Heat are in the standings right now.
We're 8th. They're 8th right now.
Late push?
The thing is, they're going to make the 8th seed, and then when that's what they were the 8th seed last year. 8th seed last year beats Milwaukee in like 5. Beats
you ain't beat Milwaukee this year.
Beats whoever. I can't remember who we beat. Then we beat Boston. And we could have beat Boston in 5.
Oh God, yeah.
But we got the greedy, and then Game 7 came around, and then it was like, you saw Caleb Martin turn into Prime Jordan, and we won. They won by 25.
That was insanity. What y'all did last year with those players, you got them boys paid.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I mean, I like the team we're rocking with now, but I've been saying it. They need a 7-footer. Mm-hmm. We cannot rely. They cannot rely on Bam being the center. I mean, Bam's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he's great, but you need that.
You need him at the 4.
It's like Minnesota. Minnesota's rocking the two centers essentially.
But because Cat is able to do that.
Exactly.
He can stretch the floor.
Do you think Bam would be able to run that type?
Bam's our point guard half the time. We run offense through him.
That's crazy.
But I think the problem is he can't stretch the floor. Kevin Love can, so when they're on the court together, it works.
Yeah, but Kevin Love's just getting so old.
But Kevin Love is getting up there in age, and he's not LeBron.
Exactly.
We have Jovic on the bench, who's he's still young. The kid's younger than us.
Stop that, bro.
That's what doesn't click.
God, I can't.
That doesn't click in my head.
I hate that. I'm starting to look at it.
We're at that age right now.
Well, I'm really at that age where I'm just like, dang, them boys are.
And I'm seeing kids getting. I've seen kids that graduated high school with me, and they're like in their third year in the NBA, and I'm like,
you know, I will say this: we did, you know, I had a quad injury right up here. You know, this nice little torn quad. That's a callback to a movie, but hey, little torn quad. You know, if I would have done this, that, and the other, I would have been in the league. You know.
Oh. Most definitely. I never blew up my arm. I'd be in the MLB right now.
You know this right now. If my mother would have let me play tackle football growing up, who knows? She gets so mad that I bring that up that she wouldn't let me play tackle football.
My mom either.
Dude, I remind her all the time, and she goes, "You want to talk about all the bad things I did as a mother, not the good things."
That's what they always be saying.
And I'm like, you let my little brother. Shout out my little brother, by the way, 6'5", 15, starting tight end at George Jenkins High School here in my hometown, and he.
That's right down the block. For
right
people
down
that don't know, that's right down the block.
Right down the block. Yeah, that's where my alma mater. And little bro, 6'5". He's, and she let him play. Like,
yeah.
She was like, you could play if you do flag football. And back in the day, flag football wasn't. You know, I'm not gonna go out and play flag football.
Nah.
I want to play tackle football.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, back to the NBA. I'm gonna say this now. I'm gonna give you my champion.
Right now, champion
right now. They're gonna make that weird little run. And it's going to get stuck in your heads because it's time to play the music.
Mm-hmm. Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh.
Dang, we can harmonize that.
That was, shout out,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yeah, hey, get the music theater department to watch that.
I know, right?
Yeah. We can hit that.
We need to start a show just us harmonizing.
Yeah, there we go.
Look at that. We're locked in.
Move over, New Heights. Move over.
We're locked in.
We know how to harmonize.
They can't harmonize. We
y'all
can.
are brothers, and we know how to harmonize.
Come on, man.
But yeah, so Orlando Magic, they're going to make a run. They're going to make it. They're going to make a run.
Bold.
I know it's bold. Fortune favors the bold. And I'm going to let you know this now. That team is young. That team is hungry.
You command B that.
Oh,
Control
yeah.
B that.
I'm ready, baby. Hey, listen. Boston, bums. Cleveland, no LeBron. Milwaukee,
stand on business.
Who? Wisconsin's too cold.
Who's the Greek freak?
New York, Irving, whatever.
Agree.
Whatever.
Agree.
You know? Bums.
Agree.
Madison Square Garden is just like a photo op for celebrities. Philadelphia.
Agree.
Is it still? Are we still trusting the process? What is the process? Are we processing? What are we processing trans fats? Because it's not that good right now. It's not that good. Orlando Magic. They got that Disney magic behind them, bro. They got that princess magic behind them. They got Banchero. Rhymes with churro. I mean, who hates churros? I don't. Joe Ingles is the vet on that team that is guiding them.
You know who loves them? The big old women in San Antonio. Shout out Charles Barkley. Shout out Charles Barkley, man.
Hey, I don't know if that's a good thing because he never won a ring, so I don't know if I like being able to say it. Yeah. Pacers can't play defense. Miami, they're going to make a run. Shout out to my boy over here. I ain't going to go too hard on him. Chicago, no. Thank you for the win last night, but no. And then Atlanta, Magic City.
And then the next five are just no.
The next five is irrelevant. Irrelevant.
Don't even need to be said.
Exactly. And then in the West, Minnesota, you cannot keep this up. I'm sorry, you cannot keep this up.
Nah, they're choking in the playoffs. They're choking first round.
It's Minnesota. Remember, hey, shout out the Pat Bev meme where he threw that jersey. The funniest thing.
Will live on forever.
OKC, young, hungry. I would love an OKC Orlando final.
That'd be the youngest final in a long time.
Exactly, bro. Let the youngins ball. That'd be huge.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let the youngins ball. I was gonna make a joke, but I ain't gonna make no joke about OKC. I think you know where I was going with that.
We know.
Yeah, people know. The Clippers, bro, get Ty Lue out of there. Get Ty Lue out. I can't stand the Clippers. This is also recency bias. I lost $252 on the Clippers. That one game where Paul George didn't score 11 points. Ty Lue, get with the program. Get them out. LA, they want to be Lakers. Denver, what can you say? Jokic is a freak.
I mean, he's the greatest right now.
Zion Williamson, you need to get on Ozempic. Phoenix, I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix makes a run. The Kings, I actually like King. I don't know why. It's just
they're just there, man.
They're just there. I like to see them win. I do. I don't know why.
All their players are likable. They're just good guys. They're quiet.
It's crazy. Dallas, you got to get with. That's a crazy 7 through 10. By the way, standings.
That's what I'm saying. I was gonna say you were talking about like, you know, I said Minnesota's gonna choke. You said OKC. They got to go up against whoever wins. between that 7-8 game, and then whoever wins between the 8 and then the winner 9 and 10 got to play Minnesota. And these two teams are lacking that experience. All those teams got experience. We're talking about the Warriors.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Warriors that Curry will single-handedly drop 60 every game if he needs to.
100%.
The Lakers, they have LeBron. They have arguably the greatest player of all time.
Yes, arguably.
You know,
we're not going to open that can of worms.
That's his segment. I'll let him keep it. Shout out Jacob.
Hey, yeah, if I'm lucky to be back on,
you know,
most definitely. Yeah. We'll get in. Luka is
that's it. And then you have Kyrie, who's Kai.
And then again, that 7 seed
Sacramento went to the final.
Exactly.
Went to the with the conference finals the year they won. No, they lost. I think it was last year. They lost to the Warriors in 7. though.
Regardless, they
got experience.
They got experience and they got a good team gel. Now,
and I think those two top teams are lacking that playoff experience.
Are we setting up for one of the craziest NBA playoffs in recent memory?
I think the West is going to be absolutely absurd. I think it's a toss-up in the West between every matchup.
It is. That's true.
Because right now, if things stays the same, Clippers have to go against the Suns, and that's going to 7. We're talking about one of the most complete teams in the NBA right now has 4 All-Stars starting.
Give me the Suns.
Or 3 All-Stars starting because Russ stays down.
5, actually.
And the Suns, I mean, they have KD. They have one of the best to ever put the ball in the basket.
Give me the Suns in 5.
And I could see that it could either be Clippers in 4, Suns in 4s, or it's going 7. There's no in between.
Oh, I got Suns in 5, bro.
It's either super quick or it's going 7. And honestly, I mean, I could see the Suns winning. I could, because I mean, you know,
they made the trades. They made the
trades. They got Bradley Beal. They got Kevin Durant. They have Devin Booker. They got that full team.
KD has yet to win without Golden State.
That's true.
So when is it like win, bro? You flipped the script. You made that super team. Super team's been around for a long time. I can get in on that. Super teams have always been around. So let's not. I hate that nitpicking argument and stuff. Granted, I don't really respect the flip to the team that I didn't like it. Whatever.
Yeah, when he went to the Warriors.
Yeah, but now this is your team, right? You get rid of Ayton, you bring in Beal, you and D-Book, ship Paul out. You make these moves to go try and win a ship. Oh, and now you're sitting behind OKC, who's doing the right things. You're sitting behind these teams, Minnesota, sitting behind, you're supposed to be that guy. Go be that guy. We'll see though, but the NBA All-Star game is gonna be fun. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the play. I really get into the NBA playoffs.
We talked about it. I want to get your opinion on this. Did you hear about what's happening at the All-Star game?
No.
With Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu, the 3-point competition. What's your take on it? Honestly, I agree with it. I think it's good. Mm-hmm. I mean, she almost had she broke the record. She missed one 3 last year. She's a phenomenal player.
That's great.
I mean, we saw what she did at Oregon. She was breaking records left and right. I mean, I understand why she's shooting the WNBA ball and she's shooting from WNBA line, but I think we're putting their best right now against our best right now, and I think it's going to be a matchup and a half. I think it's going to be probably the most watched segment of the All-Star game.
The NBA's got to do something because the NBA keeps that league alive. I hate to say it.
Oh, everybody knows that. They pay the $10 million a year.
Well, they need to start. This is a good start way of marketing the WNBA a little bit better, because you got to let Steph's got to try. He can't throw. I'm sorry, but I'm going to take Steph.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly.
He's got to try.
He's got to try. And if you do this the right way, you could segue this into people being like, oh.
They got talent.
Got talent.
Oh.
And then you know who's coming into the WNBA. Caitlin Clark. And you could market them a little. You could market them better. Mm-hmm. That's the problem that I have, is you got to market your teams a little bit better. And you don't need to take shots at the NBA. The NBA is the reason that you kind of keep the lights on.
Yeah, I hate when they do that, but.
I can't stand that. We're not going to get into all of that. But I think it's good. Let's get creative.
I think so too. Yeah.
It's good to be creative and stuff. I just got Steph's gonna shoot the lights out.
It's bringing new life to the All-Star game, which has been lacking. Everybody's asking for that one-on-one contest, and this is the closest we're probably gonna get to it for a while until they decide to put it in there. But I think this is a really good start, because I think it's fun in the sense that she's a great shooter. Steph is obviously the greatest shooter.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think that
they're both competitive as hell.
Yeah, they're both gonna try. Everyone's saying it's a lose-lose for Steph, because if he wins, it's bad, you beat the women. If you lose, damn, how'd you lose to Sabrina? You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I think she's still gonna he's gonna have to try. He's gonna have to try, because she ain't gonna let the foot off the gas. I think the only thing he's got an advantage on is that 4-point ball, because that's a normal shot for Steph Curry.
God, bro.
That's Steph Curry. It's Curry range for a reason.
Bro, I grew up watching Ray Allen, and I was like, how could it get better than this? Oh wait. Del Curry's son, dude, shooting the lights out.
Shooting the lights out. A young kid from Davidson with ankle problems. That's how he came into the league. That's how he came into the league.
God, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. And
I think that's good. And I agree. I think that's just fun and
they should hold the 3-point contest at the airport. No, they should hold it at the airport. I'm still not off that. You put lids on the. Come on, bro. I do get the active shooter memes are so funny, bro.
Yeah, the active shooter in the building. Yeah.
I mean, it's not funny.
Yeah,
it's
messed up in the world we live in.
Messed up in the world we live in, 100%. Like we're not, but the meme.
It's got some fun to it.
Memes are fun. Make memes fun again. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So, yeah, I'm excited. I'll take the East in an upset. Why not? I'll get creative.
I could see that. I mean, Tatum dropped 50 the other year, so.
You never know. Someone wants to win that Kobe Bryant.
I think it was last year.
The Kobe Bryant MVP award. Yeah. Someone wants that on their shelf, and I respect it.
No, I agree. I mean, I'm gonna say East. That's that's what he be rocking. They got Bam, so I'm gonna ride for my boy.
And then I'm gonna be if Paolo goes crazy.
That too, yeah.
They gonna play the music.
They definitely gonna play music. Yeah.
Orlando Magic. Ooh.
They might play it when he wins the skills competition with the number 1 picks. It's him, Wemby, and Ant Edwards. The last 3.
You want to talk about
number 1 picks?
Hey, we need to talk about something. It's that freak down in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Last night, the triple double.
Yeah.
10 blocks.
28 minutes only.
10 blocks. It's scary. It's scary. 5
assists, by the way.
It's scary.
He could have a quadruple double.
He's scary.
Quadruple double.
And he's
incoming.
And I know people were kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, no. He's him.
Yeah.
He's him. He's literally him.
He's made in a lab.
He's him. And it, again, goes down to, across all sports. How do they do it? How do the Spurs do it?
Yeah.
How do they do it?
How?
Like, how do you keep, locking in with these guys, bro?
Yeah.
Basketball season's a good time. March Madness is coming up, too. March Madness is going to get crazy. Been following a little bit more college basketball. College basketball is wild. I'm hoping we get something a little different in terms of a champion this year for them. I just love March Madness, bro. As a degenerate gambler, too.
Everybody loves March Madness.
Yeah. I learned my first time really getting into sports betting was March Madness. It was a very bad weekend.
That's where
it's a very bad
started.
Weekend. Yeah, here and there. This was like, for me, where it started was like, I have my own, like, it's not me texting my friend what I want. This is, I have my own account. This is me putting my bets in, and then it got really bad.
Yep.
It got very bad. But
valid.
We come back. We
valid.
All you gotta do is bet on the Chiefs, and then you come back from the dead.
99% acquittals.
Exactly.
Quit before the big hit.
What's CJ say? You think I'm not gonna keep throwing the football? You think I'm not gonna keep shooting? I'm gonna keep shooting.
100%. Right?
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Yeah, that is true.
Two legends.
2 goats, man.
2 legends.
2 goats.
Hey, all-star snub, maybe, perhaps. I'm just saying, Michael Scott, all-star snub. The way he dictated that one warehouse game.
The warehouse game.
I'm just
100%,
saying.
100%.
Hey, you never know.
Never seen him and Michael Jordan in the same room. Never seen it. Never seen him in the same room.
You've got a point.
Yeah.
I don't think you've ever seen me and Jacob in the same room either.
No, that's why I said new co-host. Maybe not.
No, we can't. No, I love Jacob. I hope the frat stuff. Yeah, I hope the frat stuff's going
Shout
good,
out
bro.
Jacob. No, but you know who I also don't understand how they keep doing it? It's the Dodgers. Jacob loves that. Jacob would have been like, that's a good one.
It's a great one.
My transitions have been ever since it started.
It's a great transition. It's just I think about how the Dodgers got all this talent and they're still not going to win the World Series next year.
No, yeah, I had it. We haven't even talked about it, but they dropped 1.25. My fault. $1.025 billion on 2 players.
To not even win the World Series next year.
To one who can't even throw.
They're not winning the World Series.
I agree.
The Braves are going to probably win it next year. The Braves have built that lineup to combat the Dodgers.
100%.
And you go get Glass now. Shout out my Rays. Listen, I'm drinking Grandma Sweet Tea. Shout out Grandma. I'm drinking Grandma Sweet Tea out of my Tropicana Field 25-year whatever anniversary. You don't win trades with the Rays. It's a statistic. It's statistically known you don't win trades with the Rays. So they got Glass now.
Blake Snell won Cy Young, so I'd say it's a little.
It's the Padres, bro. You play to win the World Series.
True.
You play to win the World Series.
Not true.
Individual awards. Sure.
Facts.
The Dodgers go out and they get Shohei. I wanted him at the Cubs. I thought that would have been a lot more fun. Add a little more parity across the league, whatever. And then they get
Yamamoto.
Yeah. But we don't know about Yamamoto yet. You know what I'm saying? We don't know Japan.
We don't know here. Yeah, we know over there.
The transition.
Well, I mean, usually
Usually, yes.
Usually they pan out, bro.
That's fine. It's sports, though.
Yeah,
It's
no,
sports,
that's true.
You never know. That's the argument you got to keep.
Baseball's a round ball that you hit square on a round bat.
Doesn't make any sense.
And it comes in
I played it for 9 years.
And it comes in a square box.
It makes no sense.
Doesn't.
It doesn't. And they put mud on it from like this one special place that they put mud on it. That's actually a really soothing YouTube video if you just watch them mold. Yeah, it's crazy. One guy, one family.
Yeah,
and
one family. They have a specific mud.
And they mold it. It's like, what, bro?
Yeah.
How'd I get to be? I was born in the wrong family. I'm going to mold baseballs the rest of my life. Yeah, I'm excited for this season. Obviously, I'm a Rays fan, so I have...
Everyone knows I ripped the fish.
Yeah. I don't have much hope because, you know...
Shout out Wander. No, I'm just kidding.
You sign a guy. You sign your biggest signing supposed to be 10 year. Yeah.
Was it 10? I thought it was 14.
I thought it was.
Oh yeah, touche. Clicked in my head a little bit late. Damn, that was really slow of me.
Yeah. Slow of him to do. That's some slow behavior. Shout out. Do not shout out Wander. I mean, it's just tough.
Shout out Randy.
I will say this, Randy Land, baby. He's going to have to carry the team.
Shout out Yandy, bro. Y'all got Yandy too. I'm a big Yandy guy.
Yandy's great. The guy that filled in for Wander when all that went down. His last name started with O. He's quality too. The Rays have a good quality. They have the best farm system. So
that's for damn sure.
I don't have high hopes. I know we're gonna win the East because the Yankees are doo-doo, and I like the Orioles, man. Orioles can make some waves, but
bro. Orioles, man, with Jackson coming up already.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Gunnar,
three was it Henderson, right?
Gunnar Henderson, Ellie Rochman. 3 years in a row they've had the number one pick.
Shout out to Allie, your sister. I saw her at the All-Star game on Instagram, and I gave her a follow. I didn't follow her. She got a boyfriend. So I had, respect. I'm a gentleman. But, yeah, hey, if you ever become single again, hit my line.
Shout out, man. Shoot or shoot.
Yeah, always be shooting. But yeah, I'm excited about the baseball this year too. I think it's gonna be interesting. It's just how many games will the Dodgers win in 162?
It doesn't matter how many they win. I think it's a case of will they make it past.
It does for degenerate gamblers who are taking their win totals overs and unders throughout the year.
How many do you think? Oh, they're clearing 100.
Oh, yeah. Is it? What are they clearing? 108. They get a little. They go north. My question is, do you go north of 108? What's the record? I think the record is one. It's something crazy like that. How far will this team go? How far? Well, and then fatigue, obviously. Injuries. You can't really factor in a bunch of stuff. It's going to be interesting baseball season. That's for sure. But I do got the Braves winning the whole thing. I just think the Braves are just the most complete team.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, the Mariners tied it. Yeah, 116.
So 116. Do they clear 116?
They got 111 last year.
And then you
with no Shohei, no Yamamoto.
Exactly.
I think
no Glasnow either.
They might hit 120, man.
Imagine. Oh man, was that 120 and 42?
Both teams. The Mariners lost in the championship series, and the Cubs lost in the World Series. So it's not really. Yeah. It's not really looking good for teams that win over 100 games.
Again, it's like. I just think it's the Braves to lose. The whole overall, their team is just so well balanced. They're from pitching to fielding to hitting, everything. They got the guys, and the Dodgers are trying to compete with that.
Oh, I love the Braves. Shout out my sister. She lives up there.
They're just broken.
I mean Acuna. I love Acuna. Ozzie. I love Dansby before he left to the Cubs. Still love him though.
Oh yeah.
Still love him. But everybody. Obviously, Matt Olson. It's how good they were that they were able to replace Freddie Freeman. And they knew they weren't going to get Freddie Freeman, but they knew all they had to do was replace defensively and home run totals. They knew that's all they needed.
Exactly all you needed.
And what did he do? Was he second in the league in home runs?
Something like that. Matt Olson is quality.
He almost had 50, I think. Or did he break 50? I don't even know. He might have broken 50.
Because didn't they have like four? They had like four.
He might have had 49. He might have 52. One of those two numbers. I can't remember what he broke.
I mean, we got to talk about Acuna. I mean, they have Acuna.
Yeah, Acuna. 70 stolen bases. I mean, it's just absurd, man.
70-30? That never been
70-40.
Never been done.
Never been done.
You want to talk about? So you're telling me that team, that most complete team?
Michael Harris is since his rookie year.
They have pitching. They have the coaching. They have everything they need to continue to make this run of dominance. So yeah,
here's the thing.
All right,
there's this one guy, right? He plays in Philadelphia. He wears number 3.
I see
that man right there. That's a bad. He's a bad man.
That team's a bad man.
That's a bad man.
What do they say? Shout out. Oh, my bad.
All this hard work for the Braves just to lose to the 83 win Phillies.
Exactly. I mean, I can see it, and I got to shout out my boy JJ. He's a Philly scumbag to a T. They don't like us. They don't like us. We don't care. Philly sports. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
He convinced me that the Phillies were going to win the World Series last year.
I thought
Convinced
so.
me. Who'd they play in the round before the Braves? Oh, God. They played somebody, and I made a lot of money off the Phillies, home run bets, this, that, and the other. The Phillies are obviously a force.
Who'd they play before the Braves?
Yeah. It was a crazy matchup. Oh, God, I forget.
They played the Marlins. What am I thinking about?
No.
Yeah,
Is it the
Phillies, Marlins, Phillies, Braves, Philly, Diamondbacks. They lose to the Diamondbacks. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Sorry. Let me clarify. I was sold when they beat the Braves. I was sold on them.
So was I.
Yeah. No, the Diamondbacks were in the. It was Diamondbacks and Rangers. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
they lost to the Diamondbacks.
My math. Yeah, and then I was convinced that they were going to beat the hell out of the Diamondbacks.
So did I, man.
I lost a lot of money on that one, but we ain't gonna get into that. But I again, my boy JJ is a big diehard all the Philly stuff. I know he's gonna have the World Series ticket for them boys, and I can see it too, because Bryce Harper, bro,
that's my guy.
Time
man.
to cook, bro.
That's my guy.
Your time is now. Time to cook. Show me what you got. That's what I gotta say.
That's my guy.
What he doesn't have a ring yet, does he?
No.
Yeah, he left the Nationals.
They lost the 1 year.
Yeah, but he left the Nationals, and then they go get a ring.
They won the year after.
So yeah, bro, it's time. You want to talk about how good you are and be this 16-year-old sensation that brought this, that, and the other?
I mean, when they made it, he was MVP. Then he did good, but the whole team slacked.
That's fine. I'm telling you.
He played Houston.
You big-time players make big-time games and big-time series.
Well, I mean, I'm fully sold on the fact he single-handedly beat the Braves.
Yeah, well...
After that statement of the whole thing where Arcia said the thing.
I think that team beat the...
100%, but I think it was like he
kick-started
you could see he flipped a switch and he went absolutely berserk.
I had him to home run in a lot of games. I had Brandon Marsh to home run, Schwarber's. I mean, Schwarber's I remember when Schwarber was on the Red Sox, I was like, God, he'd come to, Tampa and he'd just lead off, bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's great from that leadoff spot. It's a little different, too, because he's not like a speedster.
No.
So it's great.
Nowhere near that.
Nowhere near. And then you got Trey Turner. Their team is also ridiculously, the NL's just stacked, bro. The NL's just stacked.
100.
I don't think the Rangers are going to make it back. I don't. They just got hot at the right time.
I think they can because they kept the entire team.
I don't think they can.
I think it's a case of it's either going to be them or the Astros. I don't see another team out of the American League pulling out of there.
I'd love to see the Mariners. I wouldn't hate it.
I would too. I mean, shout out Julio.
Or the Orioles.
You gotta love Julio, but God. I just think these two teams, man, they're too complete.
I think that I want to see some. I want to see.
Oh, you want to see difference?
I want to see a bit of difference. I mean, we don't see it in football or the NBA. We see the same teams all the time. Baseball, you can see the Rays were in the World Series against the Dodgers in 2020.
Yep.
Improbable.
Speaking of, you know how I mentioned earlier, the Heat made the finals every year. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2020. The Marlins made the playoffs. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl in 2023. The Marlins made the playoffs.
I can't say nothing because you got two World Series on me.
You can't say anything because both teams have made it. Both times the Chiefs have won. That's all I'm saying.
I like the Marlins, dude.
That's all I'm saying.
I like the Marlins when they're wearing their teal.
So did I. I didn't like the orange. I'm not gonna lie.
The orange is horrible.
I did have it, but I would say.
Yeah, you're a fan.
Florida's best jersey. New ones are not bad. I love the new ones.
Yeah, the new teal. The new teal is fire.
I don't like. I would say it goes original F, new Marlins logo, uniform colors, then that middle orange.
Yeah, no, that OGF with the Marlin coming out there. I had those hats. I had those shirts, bro. I love that fish. I think it's just so Florida. Like, that's just so Florida. It looked like it just looks like a shirt you'd see at, like, Belk's Outlet, and it's just like, dang, I'd buy it. You know what I'm saying? So I love me a good.
Shout out.
I got no problem with the Marlins. I got no problem with the Rays.
Yeah, I got a Rays hat. I got a Rays hat.
It's like baseball down here, we don't really, butt heads and stuff like that.
Different leagues.
I'll tell you this, though. Shout out Detroit. I mean, we're sitting here in Lakeland, Florida.
Shout out Detroit,
the Flying Tigers, baby. Want to talk about crazy minor league baseball team names? The Flying Tigers.
Phenomenal.
Awesome. The history behind that is too on why they're the Flying Tigers. Mm-hmm. Great history. So I got a soft spot for Detroit. So I'd love to see Detroit get back to the promised land and stuff. I mean, when they lost to the Cardinals in that World Series, like, I'd love to see Detroit pick it back up, but they just keep shooting themselves in the foot, bro. That's the front office stuff, though. But yeah, it's gonna be hard. The NL is probably gonna run it back. It's gonna run it back as the NL is gonna run it back as the fun side of the league, and then you're just gonna see like Astros or Rangers and stuff like that.
I agree. I think I mean, I'm just happy it's
Well,
spring training.
The Astros manager just retired too, didn't he?
Dusty Baker? Yeah.
So,
That's
I
cool,
mean,
though. They got the talent, man.
I know they got talent, but, you know,
They won it with the Tigers. Shout out to the Tigers once again. They won it with AJ Hinch.
Managing matters, Kevin Cash. You're my guy, Florida State guy through and through. 99. He was on that 99 team. Rest in peace, Mike Martin. Just passed away. Florida State's legendary baseball coach. RIP. 11. You were on that 99 team. You know, I love you, Kevin Cash. But, bro, you got to get over the hump. He is the longest tenured manager.
Yep. Technically manager.
Yeah, manager, yeah. He's the longest tenured manager in the MLB as of right now, which is crazy to think about. Crazy to think about when you got, like, guys, you think back in the day of coaches that, like,
Joe Madden with the Rays.
Joe Madden, like...
With the Rays. He was there for so long.
Exactly.
And then was so long with the Angels.
And he was with the Cubs, too. You forget that he won
2016.
So, like, it's just crazy seeing these coaches that like, younger.
Buck Showalter. Down there up there in Baltimore, man.
I know, bro.
Forever. It felt like he was there my whole childhood.
I got to say one thing, though. It's gonna be tough for us. You know, we make the playoffs, we're happy. I feel like as you know,
at this rate, with how much we've lost, with how much at least the Marlins have lost.
You make the playoffs, you're happy. For me, I make the playoffs, I'm happy. I want us to obviously make a run.
Obviously,
I want us to dominate the AL East like we always have been for the recent years. Shout out the Yankees. I hope you crash and burn. Red Sox, I ain't got no qualms with you. Blue Jays, bro, get it together. What are Blue Jays doing? It could be worse. We could be Mets fans. And I
just got to have you up on that. That's for damn sure.
I thank the good Lord every day that I'm not a Mets fan.
That's for damn sure.
I thank the good Lord every day I'm not a Mets fan.
They still live in 86.
86, bro. It was like almost 40.
That's almost 40 years ago, yeah. That's 38 to be exact this year.
God, I'm getting old. I'm getting old, brother.
That's the year my brother was born.
Oh, God.
Did that quicker, but when they ask me how old he is, I got to do the math.
Yeah,
I know how long it's been since the Mets last won. That's how I got to think about it.
Yeah, they ain't 12 years after they won, I was born.
So
I mean, they it could be worse. We could be Mets fans. So I mean, baseball's gonna be interesting. Spring training's right around the corner.
Yep, yes sir. Pitches and catches reported.
Being here in Lakeland, you know, we see the Tigers rolling through, you know, the shopping malls and the Publix. We see them shopping around.
Yes, sir.
I have a funny story. I was a couple years ago when Verlander was still on the Tigers. I was over on South Florida driving, right, and I was under the overpass. I was turning left, and I'm sitting in my truck. And I look to my left, and it's just an orange Lamborghini. Just boom,
Verlander.
Boom. And I'm listening. I got this was like 2016, 17.
Like back in the day.
Back day. So this was Life of Pablo just dropped around there. So I'm blasting that in my truck, bro. I got my tins in my truck. I had a little Tacoma, so I had the tins in there, you know, made it sound real good. So I'm sitting there, and I'm blasting Waves by the banger. And I look to my left, and I just see JV
cooling,
and because they live over he lived over in like Grasslands. It's the country club area.
Yeah.
And I look over, and I'm just windows are down too. It's like 7:00 at night, so it's dark. You know, street lights. You know, and I look over, and I'm just checking out Lamborghini, and I look up, and I see it's JV, and he looks at me. And he does that, and then
hard.
And then he goes, and it turns green, and he just hits it, and I'm like, oh, well, sorry, I get excited. I was like, that boy's going home to Kate Upton. Oh,
that's
and I'm like,
sure.
that was crazy. Pulled up right next to me, orange Lamborghini too.
Hey, the Tiger Orange.
Hey, listen, babe. Shout out. I hope the Tigers make a run. I got a soft spot for them just because the minor league team's down here, and then I got a guy. that got an invite to spring training. Shout out Drew Carlton. He went to Jenkins, went to Florida State, family friend. Shout out Drew, man. For the Padres too. So I got a little soft spot. He started with the Tigers, and then I got another guy too. You know him. He was in the Marlins organization. Y'all had to trade him away. Brady Allen. Come on, bro. Yeah. It's time, bro. It's time. He's a great guy. Great guy. Just got married. Great dude. Shout out Brady Allen. Man, he gonna make waves. He's in the Tigers organization now. Man, that boy's gonna make the show. I went out and if you are a sports fan and you haven't gone to a minor league baseball game yet, go. Minor league baseball games are the most fun pastime thing to do. You know, they're not expensive.
No,
it's a good
chill
time.
Vibe. It's a chill vibe.
It's a chill vibe. All you got to do is just go, and you're supporting these guys that are trying to make the show. So it's just a good thing to do.
I got a couple Tigers autographs.
You know what I'm saying? A Tuesday, Wednesday night, I ain't got nothing to do. Game at 6. You know, I don't want to sit at the house. I'll take the fam, take the boys, go grab a couple drinks or something, just sit in the stands,
100.
watch some baseball. And then you never know, it could be good baseball, it could be bad baseball.
100%.
You could witness a no-hitter because it happens.
100.
It happens.
Yeah. One of my roommates, he graduated. I was like, oh, I got to do this for a project. You want to go? He's like, yeah. We went. He goes, yo, it's actually kind of fun. I was like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I was like, because it's not like, you're not sitting too far. You're up close. You can see what's really happening. And
it's not packed.
Yeah,
so they can hear you when you cheer.
I explained to him. I had a conversation with one. What was his name? Can't remember, man. Which is bad. Because I remember his name was Roberto, but I remember his last name. And he was Cuban.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So I said, I said I was Cuban. I wasn't. I was born here. But I said, what part of Cuba you from?
I call that Cuban adjacent.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. I was like, basically there. You know.
Just what, first generation American?
Technically, yeah, first one born here.
We call technicalities, that counts. You know what I'm saying? I'm technically an alumnus of Florida State. Shout out. So it counts. Yeah. So, what was the conversation like? Tell me.
Just ask him where he's from Cuba. He said he was from Havana. And I was like, all right, I can't say I'm from where my dad's from because if he asks me questions, I'm screwed. So I had to say where my mom's from, which is from like the farm like areas. It's like out there in, the rural area. You know, it's called like El Campo, right? And I said that, and he said, "All right, cool." And I was like, I looked at my boy Cam. I was like, "Yeah, that's right." And we were hyping.
You were stressing. So if you would have said Havana, and
if I would have said Regla, where my dad's from, I would have been screwed. I don't know anything there.
And he would have been like,
he would have been, I'm from here. I was like, yeah, that's where my dad's from.
Just full agreeing. He's like, oh, who's your father?
Nah, you'd be like, nah, bro. You got over here. My dad been here. My dad was here before you were born. My dad came to America before you were born. Nah, chill with that.
Bro, I just love, dude. I love it, dude.
But now it goes to what you're saying. You know, we were so close. It's so empty. That,
yeah, and you can heckle too. I love me a good heckle. You know what I'm saying? Ball 4, ball 5, ball 5. Just getting in the pitcher's head. That home field advantage, baby. It matters.
It's a big thing.
And you never know. You could be chosen to do something on the field. And I won me a Zaxby's gift card because I won a not a sponsor of the pod, but we respect it. You got a what was it? They had like horse inflatable things.
Yeah, the bouncy thing.
You had to bounce. They didn't technically say I couldn't. They didn't say I had to bounce. They just said you got to go there and back and turn out, don't turn in.
So you ran?
I was going in against my buddy. I started the bounce. Well, I did like kind of a gallop where I wasn't bouncing, but they said turn out, don't turn in. And I looked at him and said, let's turn in, let's make it funny. So when he wasn't looking, like he turned in and I just went whack, and I like hit him with the thing, and then I put it up under my arm and I just like, and I was like, dude,
everyone was laughing.
Yeah. And then I took my shirt off and I was swinging around.
Typical Cole.
Yeah, bro. If there's one thing you know about me, if I'm at a sporting event, that shirt's coming off. We gotta change the vibes, bro. We gotta change the vibes.
100.
What's even funnier is they asked us to name our horses, and we were there for the We were there for the Flying Tigers, but Brady Allen was playing, so we were there to see the boy, and we said our horses' names were Brady and Allen, and he was like, "What, dude? Just a fun time, bro. Minor league baseball games are so much fun."
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm ready to see some banana ball too. I'm ready. That's on the bucket list.
Me too, man. Me too. I've been. You saw they had John Cena the other day.
Who?
John. Oh, you're right. You can't see him. We can't see him.
Dude, yeah, I'm thinking it back. I have a take actually. Speaking of John Cena, is WWE just soap operas for guys? Is that a fair take? Soap operas for dudes is just WWE.
I mean, I guess with all the storylines and all the drama and stuff.
I hate to say it. I'm kind of. My boys are all in it. Like I got a group chat and the guys keep talking about it. I kind of peeped at it and I'm like, I can see how it can be kind of entertaining. It's we don't know what they're gonna do. It's like a soap opera reality show. You don't know what they're gonna do next.
Facts.
Cody's got to finish the story. That's all I picked up. Finish the story.
Sad, man. Sad times, but.
Oh God, yeah, bro. I'm trying to think. Is there any other sports things going on? I mean,
no. I think that's a perfect way to end it with who you can't see me. I think we kind of covered it all.
That's right, baby. You can't see me.
Nah, it was obviously pleasure having you.
Oh, for sure.
I think this would have been great if Jacob was here, but obviously frat stuff, you ain't trying to drop and all that.
I will always make time for my boys, and I'm always down to talk sports because I got a lot of takes.
That's what's up, my guy.
I got a lot of stats. I got everything. Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a We're going to have to do like a big episode too.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to run it back.
Oh, for sure.
With you, Jacob, here.
Oh, for sure.
Might have to get Carl on. We've had Carl twice already.
A little sneaky little foursome, like it's some golf.
Yeah.
Which we didn't even talk about. We were going to talk about Waste Management Open. We forgot, bro. But
just some people getting drunk. That's pretty much it. That's all it was.
It's all it is. Shout out to PJ.
I don't even know who won it.
All I know is Scotty didn't win it, and that would have won me $900. So Scotty, I hope you lose that number one spot. You clown.
He's still too good.
It was Canadian Taylor. They went to a playoff.
Yeah.
It was I was already. You can't have it at the Super Bowl, so you can't have it the same weekend at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't paying attention to it.
But the Masters are coming up. We can do that.
Masters coming
March
up.
Madness. So you boys just let me know.
No, for sure. We're gonna have to have you back on, Cole. But for now, we appreciate you being here. I had a good conversation. I think we touched it all. I think we really did.
Much respect, much appreciated. Y'all make sure you sub, like, listen, tell your friends, do everything you can, because this podcast is the basis for everything you need to know about sports. Our minds, Jacob's mind, we're going to bring it to you. We're going to bring it to you raw, unfiltered, and correctly.
Hey, he pretty much said it all. It's phenomenal looks.
I know where you live, Kirk. I'm kidding.
With that being said, this has been Season 2, Episode 16. And we'll see you next week. With Jacob will be back. So, until then, peace.